What's up guys, it's Color Data. Today we will try to find the best midfielder in the Premier League using data, but before starting we have an announcement for you. YouTube has informed us that they have a like and subscribe button, and if you click on that, many beautiful things will happen, as it means that you will continue to see a lot more similar videos. The role of the defensive midfielder is a quite unique one, as a good defensive midfielder must know how to defend and often know how to attack, in the sense that they have to stop actions, and if they also know how to pass, that is a huge plus. We have the typical destructive defensive midfielder role, where they are charged with intercepting actions and not much besides that, but certain managers have started looking for this type of midfielder with additional attacking abilities. Therefore, today we will take a look at attacking, defending, discipline, and other stats to determine the best defensive midfielder with combined stats. As always, our stats are per 90. This is due to some players having played less minutes. The first stat that we will look at is goals plus assists, excluding penalty kicks. And N'Golo Kante has the best score in this stats, with a combined result of 0.4. Second is Ruben Neves, followed by Fabinho and Vitaly Janelt. In the following stats we will concentrate on the passing abilities alone, and the first one is the progressive distance of passes traveled, which are passes that travel towards the opponent's goal measured in distance. Backwards passes are considered zero progressive passes, and normally, as you'd expect, Rodri has the highest score, followed by Højbjerg, and another similar category where Rodri has the highest score are long passes completed. Pressing percentage, given that he is a Man City player, it is understandable that those are the abilities that Guardiola wants, and this time he is followed by Declan Rice and Scott McTominay. The next stats are related more directly to goal contribution, and the first one is key passes, where Xhaka has the best score, followed closely by Ashley Westwood, Douglas Luiz and N'Golo Kante. The second one is passes into the penalty area, which is led by Kante, followed by Xhaka. And the third one is progressive passes, which are passes that travel no further than 9 meters from the opponent's goal, led with a narrow difference by Rodri, with Kante and Xhaka following him very close. Alright then, enough with the attacking skills, let's take a look at the defensive skills of these players, and here are some very interesting insights. The first stats that we will look at are tackles. You already are familiar with our famous chart, but this time we have made it easier for you. Starting from the left side, the more to the left the player is, the more tackles they have won, and the higher the bar, the more tackles they have attempted. And this time Ndidi is an absolute beast with 2.5 successful tackles per almost 4 tackles per game, with Alan following him behind, who has a better percentage in successful tackles but with lesser tackles per game. This chart shows successful tackles against dribblers, expressed in percentage, with Rodri being the leader of this stat, closely followed by McTominay and Kante, where the three of them have nearly 50% successful tackles against dribblers, and this other chart shows successful pressures applied, which is again led by Rodri, and it is pretty understandable given the style of play applied by Guardiola. Next we have blocks, which is led by Kouyaté, and interceptions led by Declan Rice, and finally loose balls recovered, led by Ndidi and followed by some names already mentioned a few times. Regarding discipline, this chart shows a descending order of players with the most yellow cards, where Kante has the best result with 0.07 yellow cards per game, or only 1 yellow card in all of his 21 appearances, and McTominay having the worst result with 9 yellow cards in his 25 appearances. And among these names we have a player often associated with cards, and who actually is the only one that has a red card among these players, and that player is none other than Granit Xhaka. The last chart that we will look at is that of fouls committed, where Shelvey has the best result, followed by Declan Rice, Højbjerg and Kante, and Matthias Norman having the worst result. That was a lot of stats to keep in mind, but the reason we analyzed all of them was that we wanted to analyze many aspects of this position, since they have a huge burden over them. As we mentioned in the beginning, they have to think about defense and offense. Thus we came up with the final rounded up score for all of them, and this final chart shows the ranking, which according to us is quite approximate to what we saw in every chart. And the list is topped by Rodri, who had the best overall score, followed by Kante and Højbjerg with similar scores, and then Declan Rice, a very underrated defensive midfielder, and Fabinho in the end. This was all for today guys, thank you for tuning in, hope you enjoyed the video, and remember to leave a like and subscribe, and also comment on who you think is the best Premier League defensive midfielder. Peace out.